Thank you, David. Good afternoon. I am very, very excited to be here this afternoon. Across the state of California, we have 48 valedictorians of the over 800 graduates. So as you can see, we have quite a good ratio going on there. I'm very excited to present Brianne Jansen. Brianne Jansen is a 17-year-old resident of Manteca and has been a student at Cava since 10th grade. Her interests are diverse and include politics, music, and art. Outside of Cava, Bree has become an accomplished singer-songwriter, receiving recognition both regionally and nationally from the West Coast Songwriters Organization. She also was an actress that appeared in Kit Kittredge, the American Girl movie. When Bree is not studying, tutoring friends in English, and writing or singing, you can find her reading Jane Austen novels, watching Grey's Anatomy, painting, or just simply taking photos of her cat. In the fall, Bree will begin her first year at Salem College in North Carolina on a full academic scholarship. She plans to major in political science, concentrating on public policy with the hope of making a career in political campaigning. Thank you, Brianne Jansen.
Good afternoon, fellow graduates, parents, faculty, and guests. As you know by now, my name is Bree, and I am so honored to be speaking on behalf of my classmates today. As you all know, today is both exciting and nerve-wracking for the class of 2014. 4 years ago, we began an endeavor that led each of us in different directions, yet we all ended up right here. We have all grown in our understanding of the world, our relationships, and ourselves. So today we close in on the final moments of this high school chapter. I'd like to begin with one of my favorite Jane Austen quotes, which reads, "We have all a better guide in ourselves if we would attend to it than any other person can be." I would like to prompt you, fellow graduates, to think of just one of the ways that you've grown over the last 4 years, and I'll come back to it. But first, I want to acknowledge that every one of us here is graduating today because we have learned through our time at Cava what it means to be a hard worker. Our teachers and learning coaches have played huge roles in supporting us from start to finish, and I'd like to take a moment to thank every faculty member and parent advisor here for never giving up on any of us. Teachers, you may never have seen most of us in person until today, but you've made personal connections through live classes and countless K-mails. Parents and learning coaches, you have sacrificed hours upon hours of your time to make sure that we, as notoriously lazy teenagers, don't slack off. Fellow graduates, as with our teachers, most of us have never formally met before. We are familiar with each other only through the typing of keyboards and the super awkward use of classroom microphones. Although we unite today for the first time in person, we are a community in more ways than one. Together, we have experienced the unique components of a Cava education. We have lived through server crashes while taking online graded tests. We have rolled out of bed just in time to log on for our 10 a.m. classes. We have answered far too many questions about the difference between normal school and online school. But mostly we've laughed at our public school friends' pajama day while we sit by our desks enjoying pajama week. As simple as this sounds, I know from personal experience that being an online student requires top levels of commitment and focus. Over the last few years, my mathematical calculations have gotten quicker. I've learned more about the structure of a nucleus. I've mastered life's biggest anomaly, the thesis statement, so well that I had trouble writing this speech without one. While it might not seem significant that macroeconomics has taught me the difference between gross domestic product and gross national product, or because of AP literature, I know more about Walt Whitman than most people probably should, I know that every abstract idea introduced to me by teachers at Cava has aided me in preparing for life outside of our little virtual classroom. 3 teachers that aided in my senior year are here today: Mrs. Alavesos, Mr. Gibbs, and Mrs. Elliott. I would like you all to know that Mrs. Alavesos has become like my second mom since I've been in her homeschool class. Mrs. Elliott has had constructive criticism that's aided in my writing skills. And Mr. Gibbs has somehow managed to actually help me like calculus. Without the foundation that Cava has placed beneath me, I wouldn't be up here today speaking to you. I wouldn't be telling you that in less than 3 months I'm moving to North Carolina to study political science at Salem College on a full scholarship. Kava has taught me not only how to accomplish, but to be proud of my accomplishments. But in addition to teaching us how to appreciate both our successes and failures, Kava has developed within each of us one extraordinarily important skill: how to be independent individuals. The biggest perk of being students at an online school is that we've been prompted from the get-go to manage our own time and think for ourselves. Although we have teachers and parents coaching us, our hands have not been held, and as a result, we've become our own leaders. Now, going back to the quote, "We have all a better guide in ourselves if we would attend to it than anyone else can be," whatever that one way you've grown is, I want you to know and be proud of the fact that you grew because of you. Sure, we've all had our failures and we've all misread assignment directions, but each of us is here today graduating because we've brought ourselves this far. You succeeded because of the time and effort you dedicated to learning. Class of 2014, we've been given this incredible gift to be our own leaders, and I ask of you only one thing. Keep attending to your own guidance. Keep following your own path. Now, there's a line from a song that I've been listening to a lot lately by Parachute that says, "You don't have to know where you're going, just where it is you want to be." Know that in your hands is the power to decide where you want to be. You choose where you are today, tomorrow, and in 10 years. Whether you're going off to college this fall or you've decided to take an alternate route, never let yourself stop learning. As graduates of California Virtual Academy, we've been given a generous educational foundation. Let's not let it crack. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2014.